Hello people of YouTube, it's Deepak here, and welcome to the DCS news for the 26th of August 2023. I just realised that actually my video has the wrong title. Let me very quickly, see if I can do this live, fix the title of my video. I still said the 19th, which is entirely wrong. There we go. No one noticed that. So I hope you all enjoyed that most recent tutorial video in the Gazelle series, all about the Mistral missile, the fancy little infrared, short-range, air-to-air missile that the Gazelle can carry. Kind of a little bit unusual for, especially for a scout helicopter, but really for any kind of helicopter to carry much in the way of air-to-air ordnance, but it's fairly effective against helicopters, it would seem. Welcome to the stream. Martix, Orleans Junkie, Byron Farrow, Tech Gaming 45, Storm Kimbari, Colin Kelly, Charts, Mark, and Nico. Welcome everybody. Mark is even playing this on the telly. Nice, very, very good. So yeah, as I confirmed in the chat in the video itself, intending to do a video on the Hot 3 missile on the SA342L model. So this is going to be distinct from the M model, which is the one traditionally you would fire the Hot 3 from. This will be a much more austere setup with just having the periscope sight, the Athos, if I remember correctly, as opposed to the full day-night Vivian sight that you have in the M model. So I'm going to cover doing it in the SA342L first with its more simplistic sight, and then later I will cover how to do it with the Vivian sight in the SA342M model, which is the dedicated anti-tank version of the Gazelle. So, should be a bit of a laugh. Byron Farrow, greetings from Bucharest. Got some seat time in a MiG-21 today. I'm assuming that was on the ground, or were you actually flying it? That sounds very exciting. Tech Gaming 45, the Gazelle is an awesome heli. Yep, it is a lot of fun. Welcome to the stream, Mr. Yeti, Sean IM81. The periscope is awesome with VR. Yep, totally agree. That's how I normally use it. Paul Dillon, welcome to the stream as well. Seeing a lot of ground crew. Very nice to see so many ground crew. And thank you very much, Darth Urso, for joining the ground crew. I salute you. Gonna have a pilot to keep her steady. Actually, I'm going to use the... well, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to see if I can use the auto-hover. If I can't use the auto-hover effectively while I'm in the gunner's seat, then yes, I might have to multi-crew it up. In which case I might make use of one of my usual stooges to come and help me film that particular video. We'll see how it goes. It said, yippee, hello from Canada. My PM was a former drama teacher. Oh my. How exciting. How exciting. Byron Farrow on the ground, but a great local airshow. Ooh, exciting stuff. Well, that sounds pretty good. A nice opportunity. Yeah, I've most recently sat in a Viggen and a Draken, and a Huey for that matter, all at a flight museum, I might add. So, deactivated aircraft on the ground, not running. Indy Navy, welcome to the stream. Let's begin, as we always do, with the DCS newsletter from Eagle Dynamics. Dear fighter pilots, partners, and friends, we're excited to announce the DCS F104, now under development with our third-party partners, Airgis. This is a very surprising one. I had no inkling that this was coming. Very, very excited to hear about this. Airgis are very good in my book, especially given that they're such a new module developer, and they've already, delivered, the C101 and a variety of Mirage F1 variants. This is really rather cool to see this. More than 2,500 of these fabulous interceptors were flown by 15 nations from the 1950s until 2004. I think the Italians were flying them until very, very recently. The Lockheed F104, actually the Germans too, the Lockheed F104 was a lightweight Mach 2 interceptor with phenomenal rate of climb and excellent roll rate thanks to its unique high wing loading design. During its service, it set multiple performance records, including airspeed, altitude, and timed climb, a hallmark of the Sentry series of US Air Force aircraft. The F104 will be a must-have for DCS Cold War pilots. Airgis is also looking forward to bringing you their latest update on the DCS Mirage F1, offering exciting enhancements and the two-seat BE variant. Please read the details below and check out the development screenshots. Well, don't mind if I do. Let's actually jump straight into some of these and have a little look. The F1 BE model, very interesting in that it's the training variant. It has like a gun sight repeater. This is the rear seat that we're seeing here. And it has a gun sight repeater so that the rear seat student can actually see forwards, which is kind of cool. Interesting to see it. And there it is in operation, actually. That's the gun sight repeater. This is a device only present in the rear cockpit of the F1 BE. And there's the front seat. This looks basically the same as the CE, I believe, with the the radar screen and whatnot. And oh, now we're back to the hind and fancy watches. So we just have those pictures there for that aircraft. What else we got? DCS Indonesia Garuda Virtual Air Wing, together with DCS Malaysia, are now proudly hosting the Asia Region Combat Competition finale. Join them live and please show some support for the quarter-final event, showcasing aerial prowess and determination in DCS. Please note we are upgrading our database and our services will be temporarily unavailable from 4 AM to 6 AM UTC on the 28th of August 2023. That's in 2 days' time at the time of filming. Oh my, oh my. What's chat saying? Stiggy Wiggy. Cool for what we're used for, but not my cup of tea. Cold War, best war. I wasn't interested in F1, says Mr. Yeti. A Ramon Noodle says, I believe the Israelis used the Mirage jet when they attacked USS Liberty in the 1960s, but unsure of what variant. Oh yes, actually I'm familiar with this incident. Mr. Yeti, I wasn't interested in F1 when it came out, but now it looks really good. Well, this is the third variant we've had so far, with one more variant still to come, a modernised version with at least a partial glass cockpit, as I understand it. So, quite exciting. So, the F104 announcement, here we are. The Airgis team is excited to present their upcoming DCS F104 module using the experience gained developing the DCS C101 Aviojet and the DCS Mirage F1 modules. They will certainly deliver the most accurate simulation of this exceptional and iconic machine. Designed by the legendary Kelly Johnson of the P-38, U-2 and SR-71, the F-104 was initially designed to counter the threat posed by the MiG-15 over Korea, and later the MiG-17. Equipped with a single J-79 GE-19 turbojet installed in a very small and lightweight aircraft, the F-104 had excellent airspeed and acceleration qualities that outmatched aircraft of the same era. Armed with a 725-round M61A1 20mm autocannon and up to 2 AIM-9 Sidewinders, the F-104 was a within-visual range fighter that relied on high-speed slashing attacks rather than turning dogfights due to its poor turn rates. Although optimised for the interceptor role, it could also be armed with unguided rockets and bombs for ground attack. An AN/ASG-14T1 ranging radar and fire control computer enabled the F-104 to search for aerial targets out to 40 nautical miles and track them within 10 nautical miles. Actually, fairly similar performance to the MiG-21. The F-104 took part in the 1958 Taiwan Strait Crisis and played a deterrent force during the Berlin Crisis of 1961. Between 1965 and 1967, it flew 5,206 sorties during the Vietnam War. In 1971, Pakistani F-104s took part in the Indo-Pakistan War. Interesting. JL, Israel, our best ally. Well, that was a while ago. Sean IM81, I want the F-104 just for the howl of the J79 engines. Darth Ursu, due to the fact that you need to be a sociopath or crazy to fly the Widowmaker. Yeah, it's it had an interesting reputation. Moving on, Mirage F1 BE. Airgis is happy to announce that the Mirage F1BE two-seater is now entering the final testing phase before public release. This version will be ideal for conversion training, and it will provide the opportunity to fly with friends in multiplayer using DCS Multicrew. The second seat adds an additional 30 centimeters to the length of the aircraft, which results in reduced internal fuel and the removal of the twin 30mm cannons. All other combat capabilities are retained from the single-seat version, with the loss of the internal cannons and internal fuel being compensated for with the addition of cannon pods and external fuel tanks. The back seat also includes a heads-up sight repeater, which is unique in DCS. Yeah, I've never seen anything like this before. The addition of the Mirage F1BE adds an interesting role-playing option for the Mirage F1 pilot journey, starting with the C101 to learn basic airmanship, then transitioning to the Mirage F1BE, a part of the Mirage F1 Basic Course, B Course, and then concluding with a Mirage F1 Tactical Unit. Airgis provides this unique experience available nowhere else in DCS world. That's actually a really good point. I hadn't considered that, but they've basically provided the entire Spanish training program for pilots to make their way to the Mirage F1. So yeah, this is actually really, really cool that we have this in the sim now. Very nice indeed. Tech Gaming 45 need gnats and hunters. Yes, that would be kind of cool. Then we could reproduce the same thing for the RAF. Eagle Wings, hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. Bird would have preferred the CF104. Still excited though. You'll have to elucidate and let me know what actually are the differences. I would assume the CF104 is basically the same aircraft, just made in Canada. Leonetzel, hello. Welcome to the stream. Dancer, while compelling as a model, I wonder how much use the F104 will have in-game. As a high-speed, low-maneuverability interceptor, it will most likely require a GCI to vector you onto the target. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. But then you could say the same thing about the MiG-21. The MiG-21 is not very useful without GCI. JP Gibbons, I'm sure they will release every version of the F104. I don't know about that. I don't know how many versions they were and what differences there were. I would assume that they've selected one version and they're reproducing that as best they can. Right, so moving on. ARCCO for 2023. The Asia Region Combat Competition welcomes spectators, aviation enthusiasts, and the media to follow this remarkable display of aerial artistry. Witness the triumphs and challenges as virtual pilots take flight and be crowned the true air supremacy champions of the Asia region. The event will be streamed live online, allowing viewers from all over the world to witness the action as it unfolds. Treat yourself to a thrilling showcase of skill and dedication as teams compete in heart-pounding BVR and dogfights for glory and recognition. Join them this weekend for the quarterfinals. Thank you again for your passion and support. So, that's the Eagle Dynamics newsletter for this week. Really, you know, this is basically the Airgis edition. Huge amount of Airgis news, and all of it very, very exciting in my opinion. Only Napalm, welcome to the stream. Channel Right, good evening, just made spaghetti bolognese. Delicious. Lars Helkvist, hello, welcome to the stream. Good to have you aboard. Moving on, we also had an open beta update, although it was really nothing more than a hotfix this week. This was 22nd of August, so yeah, a good few days back. Fixed a crash in DCS server DLL, fixed a crash on trains in some cases, and we had a mission update for the Mosquito. Yeah, just some hotfixes over the top of the previous week's quite sizable update. Which was including multi-crew functionality for the MI8, warehouse management functions, and a brand new campaign for the Hind, among many, many other things. There was a lot of really good stuff that came in last week, but we covered that, funnily enough, last week, so I won't say any more. People don't like spaghetti bolognese. I like spaghetti bolognese. I don't actually like most pasta because it's... Anyway, well... Let's try and stay on topic. You had me talking about food now. I'm not a pasta hater, but I don't like most pasta. Stormbirds.blog. This is actually really just repetition of the information in the newsletter, but I thought I'd mention the fact that Stormbirds has an article all about these announcements with regards to Aegis. They also seem to have found at least 1 or 2 additional pictures, which is nice. The Mirage F1 BE takes form. We have this, I didn't see this in the newsletter, so this is a good find. We have this external shot, so you can see this stretched version of the F1, where we get the extra cockpit. This is pretty cool. Grasgaro. Yes, I know I'm mispronouncing Mosquito, I'm just playing around. Darth Urso, they fixed the Eagle's lateral instability in porpoising behavior. Good with garlic bread, says Mr. Yeti. So yeah, this is a very interesting variant with the lengthened cockpit. I think this shot was in the newsletter. Nice to see the boarding ladder, which we also have in the C101. This is a really nice feature. I really like in the C101 that the pilot has his helmet hanging on the canopy rail as well before you close the canopy. Pretty cool. Front cockpit. This is an additional shot of what looks like the front cockpit. No, this is the rear cockpit, because in the rear cockpit the radar display is lower down. So yeah, this is the rear cockpit. And this is the rear cockpit with the gun camera repeater displaying, which is pretty cool to see. Very, very nice. Channel Right been learning the F-16 great, but the landing takes some practice, especially on shorter runways. Yes, indeed. With regards to the F-16, by the way, I've very kindly been sent by Thrustmaster a Viper TQS throttle, which I'm going to be filming some content on in the next few days. During the course of next week, expect to see at least one video about it. I'm going to film multiple. And the first video I'm going to film is just the unboxing, where I give my initial impression. I'll then fly with the thing so you can see what it's all about. So that's over there in a box right now. I'm going to be getting started with that tomorrow. Thank you very much to Thrustmaster for sending this at no cost. So yeah, I'm full disclosure. They contacted me and provided me with a throttle for free. I won't get to keep it. I will have to give it back, but I didn't have to pay for it, which is nice. SeanIam81, the CF104 was Canadian license-built 104G version, but retained the nuclear strike and ability to launch special rockets to deliver payloads into orbit. Crikey, that's interesting. Grasgaro, can't wait for the Nam land map. Wild Weasel Origins, woohoo. We're going to have the map right, maybe. Matt Wagner confirmed that we are going to eventually get Vietnam and Korean maps, although he said they're not currently being worked on. They're in the list for someone to make, but no one's actually currently working on them. Jan Plumers, is the DCS F16 an MLU variant? No, it's a Block 50. I think it's a Block 50, if I recall correctly. So it's later than the MLUs. Hammy, welcome to the stream. Do we have more pictures of this? Yeah, this is still the rear cockpit, just from a different angle. And here you can see these boarding ladders that they've added to the aircraft for the front and rear cockpits. Yeah, I like these little details. Aegis are really good at this. They're good at these little details and extra bits of equipment. C101 also has a modelled ground power unit, which is really cool. Orleans Junkie, did you go over the update on the C130 last week? Can't remember, you or someone else. No, I didn't know there was an update to the C130. That's very exciting. I was unaware. But thanks for bringing it up. I'll certainly... I'll check that and see if I have anything on my kind of Discord list. I've got a bunch more stuff to cover in any case, so have no fear. There's going to be a bunch of stuff that we will talk about. But yeah, I don't... yeah. If someone knows, go ahead and link me. I'm not actually really aware of any C130 updates. I didn't see anything. People have been posting screenshots, but that's pretty much it on the airplane simulation company Discord. Byron Farrow, C variant, did see 2 Dutch F-16s of 312 Squadron at the air show today. Nice. So, onwards and upwards. This one comes courtesy of John Bloor, our investigative reporter on Discord. Thank you very much, John Bloor, for sending this in. This was posted on Polychop's Discord, and it's a single screenshot that we have for the Kiowa. I'm just going to zoom it in a little bit here. And you can see that we have a bunch of detail on the two displays. I don't exactly know what these are called. Are these MPCDs in the Kiowa? I'm not sure. The left one, we've got information being displayed from, I think it's L2 Mums. I'm just going to check my notes here and see exactly what it says. Yeah, left screen is displaying a feed from another aircraft / UAV via the L2 Mums data link. Right screen has a moving map with a lot of interesting information. Looks like we have the ability to pull in a video feed. And in the real-world Sniper Pod, oops, wrong thing, Sniper Pod also has the ability to do this, but I'm assuming this is actually from some kind of UAV, and you can see that you have a bunch of information here, including, I think, yeah, has a target name, an altitude. Do we get position information? There's a button that you can push to get lat long. We can pause, we can capture. Yeah, so we can capture screenshots from this, which is really nice. Declutter, overlay, you can record it. Yeah, very, very interesting. A really, really cool system to have on the helicopter, L2 Mums. This is the system that's actually running on a laptop, as I recall, in the avionics bay behind the pilots, and they have to kind of boot it up and check it over and so on, and then it can be displayed on the screen here. There's a switch, I think, that allows you to flip between kind of displaying what's on the laptop and actually the built-in avionics. And then, yeah, right screen, you have something here that looks somewhat like an EHSD, but with a lot of overlays. We have a bunch of kind of threat rings here, and what look like waypoints, I think. Certainly lots and lots of overlays and kind of notation on top of this map, which is very nice to see. Channel right, no news on the Eurofighter. No. I would suspect we're probably not going to see all that much from the Eurofighter for a while. That aircraft will be a good couple of years away, I would suspect. Heatblur has a lot on their plate right now. Still got the F4 Phantom to release after all. Mr. Yeti, Kiowa is mainly recon, right? Yeah, it's recon and kind of light CAS. It has the ability to do kind of, yeah, light fighting roles, but it's predominantly reconnaissance and scout. Indie Navy, John Bloor is streaming right now. Just finished a sortie in the Gaz. He says big love. Haha! Big shout out to John Bloor. Definitely check out his channel as well. Is he streaming on YouTube or on Twitter? Twitter? Oh, what's it called again? Twitch. Sorry. Twitter. Previously known as Twitter, now known as X for some reason. Bird, a laptop. The military never fails to impress. Yes, this helicopter has a lot of kind of strange systems. They implemented L2 Mums by putting a laptop in the back of the helicopter and plugging it into some, data link equipment. It's kind of interesting. Darth Urso, Apache Kiowa Hunter Seeker teams, spicy. Yep, that's exactly how it's going to work. Twitch, thank you very much. Yeah, go ahead and check out John Bloor on Twitch, but not right now because you're watching me. Stay here. But later. Check him out later. Orleans Junkie. Sorry, it was hip talking about certain simulated effects like ice. C-130. Oh yeah, no, I covered the C-130 ice video. That was 2 or 3 weeks ago now, I think. I did cover that one. It looked really, really cool. Something else that I noticed was the kind of threat detector here on the middle. I don't remember this being in the cockpit in previous screenshots, so I'm guessing this is newly added and simulated, or I just didn't notice it before. And it's the same as the one fitted to the Apache, which is really cool. Channel right, interesting that Mover is going to have words with Saab about possibility of an early Gripen for DCS. I would love to see a Gripen E, but of course we're not going to get an E. I guess we'll be lucky if we see a C model Gripen. But that'd be very, very nice. Thelma Viaduct, do you think we'll ever get a northern UK training map with a Hawk? Northern UK, I've not seen anybody advertise, so certainly not anytime soon. A Hawk, well, we already had a Hawk from VEAO. But we don't talk about that. That didn't end very well. So, yeah, we used to have a Hawk. It would be nice to have one. Of course, we do have the free Goshawk, the T-45 Goshawk, by VNAO, confusingly. And that's fairly well modelled, although I believe that project was discontinued. So I don't think it's getting any further updates, although it's still, you know, it still exists and you can still fly it. We fly it in the VAF, in fact, and it's a lot of fun. Definitely recommend taking a look at that. Mangash, where are the smoke grenades on the dash? Yeah, I'm not sure. Smoke grenades are missing. The rifles that are normally up here are missing right now. Maybe you have the option to present them or remove them. There's something up here. There's some kind of, like, bore sight device. I'm not really sure what this is. I've not seen that in the cockpit before either. But yeah, normally you'd have an M4 here, a couple of grenades, and another M4 over here, but they're missing in this particular shot. So it must be possible to dismount them, I assume. Byron Farrow, maybe it's the angle. It looks like an old MFSS 2D cockpit. No, this is definitely 3D. Orleans Junkie, yeah, Hawk would bring a lot of DCS hate. Yeah, it didn't end very well. It didn't end very well. Very sad situation. Still looking forward to the reskin of the B-52. Actually, ED posted a couple of YouTube shorts, or was it Instagram? I don't remember. They posted something on their socials saying that the B-1B is coming very, very shortly now, and I'd assume that means the B-52 is also coming shortly. Bird. A Hawk might not get many sales when the C-101, L-39, and MB-339 already exist. Well, that's true. There certainly is no shortage of jet trainers if you want to fly a jet trainer. I really like the jet trainers we have in the game right now. I've put a lot of time into the L-39, a little bit less in the C-101 and the MB-339, but they're all a lot of fun and all kind of a little bit unique. You know, they have different capabilities. So, nice. Moving on, we had this. I don't exactly know where this was posted. This was also on Discord. I think this was on the Miltech 5 Discord. Again, this comes via John Bloor. Big shout out to John Bloor. And we have a message from Stachelhout, if that's how you pronounce that. As Razbam Simulations has already announced on their Discord server, the BO105 is now a full Miltech 5 project again. At this point, we want to thank Razbam Simulations for their long cooperation, as they are the reason why we are where we are today. The development of the BO105 will continue as normal, however, we still can't give any information about the release. Sincerely, Miltech 5. And they then went on to post a couple of pictures. We have this work-in-progress shot here. I don't know exactly what these are, if these are TOW missiles or Hawk 3. But anyway, you've got a couple of missiles showing up there. And here's a shot from the front. Really nicely detailed model here. Yeah, showing the helicopter with some kind of sight. I don't know what this is. And then some kind of anti-tank missiles. I'm assuming something like Hawk 3 or TOW. I don't know which we're actually seeing here. Nico, Foga Magister would be nice. I don't even know that aircraft. That's a new one on me. Indy Navy, I've seen wireframes of the BO105 on Reddit. Nico has the manual for Foga Magister in Finnish. Could be useful. Mole, wonder if that was a falling out or just finding a dev to do it dedicated. Don't know. No information. My assumption would just be that they've managed to hire enough people at Miltech 5 now that they can take it on themselves. It's always going to be faster and kind of more beneficial for them to do it in-house, I would imagine. So I have no insider information here. I'm just assuming. Darth Urso, I just want to see a Western Europe map with some breadth and scheme Cold War scenarios a la Red Storm, Rising / Clancy. Well, of course, we do have the Kola Peninsula map, which, okay, it's not Western Europe, but, close enough. And it has, it's going to be quite useful with regards to simulating various kind of Cold War scenarios, I would suggest. So, kind of looking forward to that. I think that's going to be really, really cool. I'll just be one moment. Some of my lights just turned themselves off. There we go. I'm going to turn them back on. Channel Right, what do you guys think of the news of a Falcon 5.0 from Microprose? Well, I, for one, am excited. I think that's really, really cool. I'm very happy with the F16 and DCS, but a bit of competition, never does any harm. And, back in the day, I was a huge Microprose fan, so happy to see the mark existing again, and it'd be really cool to get another Falcon game. Indie Navy, Southeast Asia still a thing? Well, we have a Korean map and a Vietnam map confirmed that they will be worked on in the future, but Matt Wagner also confirmed that they're not being worked on yet, so they're probably quite some time away. Nico, Foga Magister is a French trainer aircraft from the 50s, a bit underpowered, looks a bit like a glider. Very whiny engines, and it has a separate fuel tank for flying upside down. Interesting. Mole, Falcon 5 not being aimed purely at the hardcore sim crowd is interesting. Years and years away, though. Yeah, I would imagine. Matt Jones, I just want a Harrier GR7. GR7 would be nice, although honestly, I would probably be a little bit more hyped for a 2+. Having a US Marine Corps spec radar Harrier would be pretty cool. Yeah, I'd be kind of psyched with that. Nice. So again, big thank you to John Bloor. He was the one who brought to my attention these different Discord posts. He is the Discord investigative journalist who tends to make me aware of these kinds of things. Just realised that another one of my lights is on when it should be off. I have a bunch of home automation, and my home automatically turns lights on and off based on occupancy and time of day, and I should really disable that system when I'm streaming to avoid these kinds of things. Nice. Alrighty. TechGaming45, FRS1 and FA2. Yeah, of course, a Sea Harrier would be really, really cool. Yes, I agree. But I don't know. I kind of feel like a 2+ would have more utility. Like I would sooner have a radar Harrier that's designed for air to ground. That is. Welcome to the stream, Fred O'Sullivan. Mole, hopefully the BO105 has a steady course going forward. It's been bumpy so far. Yes, I kind of feel, I don't know if I'm misremembering this, but I kind of feel like it was like cancelled at one stage and then it came back, and yeah, the news of its demise has maybe been a little bit premature. But I'm very happy to hear that it is not, in fact, dead. So, that's all the news for this week. Moving on, I'll give a quick channel update just now. Like I said, I'm going to continue to do my tutorial series on the Gazelle. The next video for that will be all about the Hot 3. I also, as was announced on the Razbam Discord, I actually have a partnership with Razbam just now to bring you brand new Harrier videos following realistic procedures. Razbam, thank you very much to Razbam, have paired me up with their subject matter experts, so I've got access to people who have absolute experience and knowledge when it comes to the operation of the Harrier in real life. We're following the NatOps and associated checklists, and the very first video that I'm going to be putting out in collaboration with Razbam is an updated version of my Field Ops video that I did a while back. But because I'm following real procedures, I'm going to have to actually break it into multiple parts, with the first part covering everything from kind of cockpit inspection all the way up to before taxi. I'll then be filming a part 2 where I do the bit after taxi. So I'll basically redo everything that's in the Field Ops video. So it's like all the startup, operating on the airfield, taking off, flying circuits, doing an overhead brake and a landing, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to be refilming all of that, and it's going to be right up to standards. They're going to be very, very hard on me and make sure that I do everything properly and perfectly, and I will be sharing that very, very soon. So part 1 of my newly filmed Field Ops video with real-life procedures will be coming very shortly. Stay tuned for that. So yeah, Gazelle Hot 3, Harrier Field Ops videos, and as I mentioned, Thrustmaster have sent me a Viper TQS to make videos about. So I'm going to unbox it, review it, and demonstrate some of its capabilities. Quite impressed so far. It's looking rather cool. Mark S, welcome to the stream. Charts, a GR9 might be better with a HICMIS. Yeah, a HICMIS would be, like, that's something that I always feel like I'm missing. Like, a radar would be great, but actually, to have a helmet-mounted queuing system, I would take that over a radar, to be honest, in the Harrier. Because when you're doing air-to-ground, you know, planned air-to-ground, when you're approaching from a distance and you can take the time to make synthetic maps using the radar, yep, great, really, really good. That's not really the world the Harrier lives in, though. The Harrier is close air support. The Harrier is usually, you know, very kind of dirty in there, do a thing and get out. It's not as kind of pre-planned as other aircraft like the F-15 are. So actually, yeah, I would take a HICMIS over a radar, to be honest, in the Harrier. And I know that in the real world, in the 2+es that the US Marine Corps operates right now, they are evaluating a helmet-mounted queuing system. I don't know if they actually intend to fit it. But I think they're getting a whole bunch of crazy stuff. Like, I think they're getting JSO on the Harrier, and they're also, what was the other thing they were possibly getting? I can't remember now. But yeah, there are a bunch of upgrades coming to the Harrier in the real world for the US Marine Corps. Orleans Junkie, what does chat think the next module will be? I think F4. I agree. I think Phantom is what's going to drop next. I think we're going to see that soon. Charts, looking forward to the Harrier stuff. Me too. The Harrier stuff is the best. I think that's why Razbam got me on board for this, because they know that I'm very, very excited about the Harrier, and I really like Razbam's Harrier. I think they've done a good job. I have a list of small things that I would like from the module, little things that I would like to see added. But beyond that, I think it's an absolutely fantastic module. Tech Gaming 45, even the Jags got a HICMIS in 97. Yeah. The Jag. Dancer. First the M2000 series, then he gets me interested in the Gazelle, and next he'll be getting me keen on learning the Harrier. That Deep Hack is an evil man. Well, I'm sorry, I just bring you the finest aircraft, that's all. You know, the M2000 is beautifully modelled in DCS. So much fun. The Gazelle, again, really nicely modelled now that they've updated the flight model. Mole. Indy Navy, CH-47. I'm super psyched for that. Mole, F4 definitely feels closest by far. After that, maybe the F1 modern variant. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. I'm also really looking forward to the F4. Mangash, SMEs can show us the correct procedure for hovering in the middle of of LA. Okay. I get that reference. You've been fired. Oh dear. Anyway, yeah, brilliant. So anyway, next it's time to do my big pimping the VAF moment. The VAF, or the Virtual Air Force, is a virtual online squadron originally started by myself and dotChuckles many moons ago. It's an opt-in milsim virtual squadron where you can join us as a freelancer and fly any type of aircraft you would like, kind of whenever you would like. Alternatively, you have the option of joining one of our internal numbered squadrons and doing your type rating and other mandatory training with us. You also have the option to do different qualifications as well. We currently operate squadrons for, most importantly, the Harrier, where I myself am squadron leader. We also have the Apache, the A-10, the F-15, the F-16, and F-18 squadrons, all of which are always looking for pilots. You can join our Discord with the link in the chat now, or if you're watching this after the fact, you have the option of clicking the Discord link in the show notes below. Come join us. Everyone is welcome on the Discord. You can hang out with cool people like myself and dotChuckles and Frantic and all the others. If you want to fly with us, that's great. If you don't fly with us, then you just hang out and chat. We have channels for all manner of stuff. We're sharing recipes, we're talking about Ukraine, we're sharing jokes. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on in the VAF Discord. Go ahead and join it now. Everyone is welcome, and I really hope to see some of you in the skies with us. That'd be fantastic. Byron Farrow, I'm friends with the US Air Force Jaguar... What? I'm friends with a US Air Force Jaguar pilot, and you read that correctly. You're going to have to elaborate on that. Oh, okay, he was exchanged in 6 Squadron. Okay, right, thank you. That makes a lot more sense, because I was confused. What does that even mean? That's really cool. Like this whole concept of having exchange pilots is really, really cool. And it's, yeah, it's a great way for people to learn. It's, yeah, very, very cool practice. So, that is, in fact, everything that I have for this week. That's all the news and all my shout-outs and my channel updates. If you've made it this far, thank you ever so much. I really appreciate your attention. And if you haven't already, please, very importantly, subscribe, like, and comment. It's a huge help to me and to the channel. Thank you ever so much. If you would like to further support me, you have the option of joining Deepak's ground crew for a small monthly fee. I really appreciate those of you who've done so. Big shout out to Harish Rajan, Byron Farrow, Storm Kimbari, Channel Wright, Mangash, J.R. Walker, Chandler Hedgevald, Griff Nizzle, Mr. Yeti, Bread, Tier Zero, Erdinker Tan, Tiger Moto, Sean I Am 81, Charts, John Blur, Mike Delta, Sergey Dubovic, Ogatai 36, Hamilton, Frantic Stone, Sandbox Code, Mr. Craptacular, Tog, Kitsune, Rocklin Gaming, Tea Kettle Barbecue, Schmo78, Alex, Colonel Billington, Matt, Flu Diddy, Jurgen Dressel, Aaron Redman, Darth Urso, and Pink Floyd. Thank you very much to all of you. In the future, I might actually stop reading out the names. I might actually get like a card that I can put on the screen with everybody's names, because it's starting to take up quite a lot of time. But yeah, thank you so much, all of you. I'm going to be posting some more information about the Fly with Deepak session, which I kind of trailed a little bit earlier. People who are in Deepak's ground crew will have the option of joining a session with me, a live session where we'll all fly together. We did voting on the aircraft type, and it turns out we're going to fly the Harrier. So I now need to find a good time when we can get everyone together. That session will be filmed and then posted on the channel. So exciting stuff coming up soon. All the more reason to join Deepak's ground crew. Then you get to fly with me live. And I'll happily even give some people little bits of training if that would help, if you're not super familiar with the Harrier. Matt Jones, the GR9 did have a hick miss just before they were retired from service. Yeah, poor old GR9. So short-lived. Cool. Okie dokie. Well, that's basically everything I have for this week. I've been Deepak. I post a new tutorial video every Friday? Saturday? Oh, wow, my mind went blank. Every Saturday at 6:30 PM UK time. We're currently doing a series on the Gazelle. Next week it'll be the Hot 3 missile. That's always followed by the DCS News, which just happens to be this thing, what you're watching right now. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I'll see you all next time, and fly safe. Ta-ta.